Hello and thank you for tuning in to Pilot Savvy Video. In this video, we'll take a look at the progress made on the X-Plane 11 Aerobasket DA-50RG do-it-yourself flight simulator build. Although the simulator isn't fully completed, it is already capable of simulating the real aircraft's knowledge and checklist flow, with only a few minor exceptions. Like many do-it-yourself flight simulator builds, it is a continuous work in progress. Since the time of filming, some changes have already been made. To keep up with the latest developments, viewers are encouraged to subscribe to Pilot Savvy. The project began with a rough plan and a strong commitment to safety, using the right tools and protective gear throughout the build. That attention to safety ensures the work could be completed without unnecessary risk, because keeping your eyes and limbs intact is essential to building any sim project. One of the first major changes involved modifying the real sim gear Cessna panel. The panel was reduced by approximately 4 inches to better match the scale of the DA-50RG. This not only improved the forward visibility, but also increased leg room. The bottom part of the panel was then reattached for easier mounting to the base plate. Some sections of the build show a double layer due to this modification and cutting and drilling adjustment. To begin switch integration, I used the automotive style mods 4 gain 12 volt rocker switch box, and that called for some rewiring to work more with the flight sim integration. I decided on a flexible color-coded 22 gauge wire set for easier routing and identification. A variety of switches and buttons were carefully selected to replicate the appearance, feel, and functionality found in the actual Diamond DA-50 aircraft. Each switch was installed by drilling holes on the aircraft based on the aircraft actual layout, with minor adjustments to fit the slightly scaled down panel. Plans are already in place to transition to a full-scale 1:1 ratio panel using the same switch layout and wiring approach. Once mounted, all switches and buttons were labeled using white text on black or clear tape. I found that the black tape provided the highest quality and contrast. To interface the components with the X-Plane, Leonardo -64 input board was used. This required no coding. Only a simple driver needed to be installed. Once installed, Windows recognized the board as a gaming controller, and X-Plane followed suit, making it easy to configure each knob, switch, and button, and had no trouble detecting them. So this pretty much just about concludes the introduction to bring you up to speed on a simulator build. Give a thumbs up if you found this information helpful. Leave comments or questions below, and if you have any questions or comments, and subscribe to receive future updates and walkthroughs. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Pilot Savvy. Bye now.